Hey everyone, in this video we are going to take a look at directionals for dog sports, your left and right. I start this with teaching a spin left and right. I teach the behavior first before adding the verbal cue. Reggie already knows this behavior, but you can see I'm starting teaching it with just a basic lure. The key with using a lure is you want to get the lure out as quickly as possible. So what I mean by that is you want to just gradually, as soon as your dog kind of has the movement, you want to start making that lure less and less obvious by doing a little bit less of a lure by bringing your hand up over their head somewhat. You'll see I gradually show this throughout this demo. And here you can see I'm making my hand lure less obvious. Once I'm at this stage, I would feel I could start adding my verbal. Because Reggie already knows his left and right on a verbal, it's hard for me to demonstrate the process of changing your cue from a hand signal to a verbal. But what you want to do is you want to actually say your verbal without moving your hand, just pause for a split second, then give your hand signal. After doing a few training sessions of this, your dog will actually start to anticipate your hand cue. So when you give your right cue, your dog's not going to bother waiting for the hand signal because they're going to anticipate it and start putting that together. As soon as they respond, you want to reward even if they just think about responding. When I am using a hand signal, I do both my right and lefts at the same time when I'm training. But once I'm changing it over to a verbal, I actually pick a direction and work that one until I'm getting a positive response, and then I switch to the other direction. So I would only work your right verbal cue until you get that, and then once you have that, you can move on to working your left verbal cue. And here you can see I am just working a variation to help generalize it to each side of my body. So when my dog is on my left, I cue left, and when my dog is on my right, I cue right. Here's my favorite variation of generalizing my left and right cue. When I first started training this variation, you can see I went back to using my hand signal to help Reggie out somewhat. This is a great way to proof your left and rights, and it also makes for a super cool trick. Left. And here you can see I've just added another variation to proof our left and rights. Have fun. This is one of my favorite things to teach.